Peace, internets. It's your man's DJ Memetic here with a quick one. Now, on this next podcast, this post-party podcast from the 20th anniversary, I'll admit we were rushing, trying to get things done. And somehow, some way, I managed to misname my main man, Jeff Watkins, who was one of our stream operators that night. I think I called him Justin or some other name during the course of this podcast. And I did it repeatedly. When we went back and I was trying to do the edits, I was like, yo, how did I say this so many times? So to my man, Jeff Watkins, thank you so much for running the stream. I do know your name. I know who you are. Somehow during this podcast, the name Jeff Watkins got subbed in with Justin or some other name. And you're going to hear me say that multiple times. If you hear me say it, I mean Jeff Watkins. And check out his studio. We'll link something to it right here or here or here or somewhere. And yeah, that's my man Jeff. Shout out to him. Shout out to Connor, the whole camera crew. Just a crazy naming situation. All right, peace. Peace, y'all. It's your man DJ Memetic here in the place to be. To my left on the computer screen is Trevor Walker. To my right on the computer screen is Seiiizi in the house. And we are here the Monday. Is it Monday? The Monday after the 20th anniversary jump off. And we just wanted to hit a little post-party pod to just, commiserate, congratulate, and think back on how we did and how we pulled all of these things off on Friday night, man. And it was a big party, man. It felt definitely, for me, I'm gonna jump right off the top and say that it felt like a really big celebration. I saw a lot of folks I hadn't seen in a long time on the dance floor. The place was packed, felt like it had good energy, all of that. We actually got our tapes complete and out there at the merch table as promised to the people. And so a Halluci Nation came through, they tore it down and performed. So lots of positive things off the jump, and so I thought that was dope. I mean, what was your impression just in general of the feeling, you know what I'm saying, the vibe of the night, and what you reflected on when you woke up the next morning? Trev?
It was I mean, it was a solid celebration for sure. I mean, people came through. It was busy, nice vibe at the beginning. I mean, and then Halluci Nation just took it up. It was dope. Overall, it was a great night. Great night overall for sure.
Seiiizi?
Yo, honestly, I feel like I saw people I never would have expected to see out at like a DJ night, like at least now, and in this at this time, because I feel like, in
2025, in 2025,
I feel like all the pre-pandemic partiers came out last night, and I thought that was super dope. I saw a lot of familiar faces.
No doubt, definitely faces I have not seen out since before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Definitely some retired clubbers in the house.
Some folks from Montreal came through, to check it out. They would hit me up. They're like, "Yo, we're coming," and stuff like that. So I was like, "Hey, that was nice. That was a really big gathering. Actually, I felt like it was like an anniversary
in that way,
not just for Timecode, but for the people in the city as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like you said, for that pre-pandemic scene, it felt like it was at least some sort of recognition, commemoration of all the things that were going on, in that era. So that was cool. And so that part felt really good. As you know, with any party or any event, there's always things that go on behind the scenes that people who, what I'm saying, are not organizing the party would never see. And I thought it would be instructive or at least funny to talk about some of those because there was a lot going on and we had a lot of people helping us. So, before we even get to the stuff that may have gone sideways, I just want to acknowledge a bunch of people who were working with us on the night. Like, you know what I'm saying? In particular,
Team.
my man Ollie, you know
Yep.
what I'm saying? My man Tristan, at both points of sale at the merch table and at the front door. Shout out to that crew. Shout out to our camera crew, stream team, Connor and Justin, who really, really, like, you know what I'm saying, did a phenomenal job capturing everything. All the staff at GRIDWRKS, you know what I'm saying, Reed's team, you know what I'm saying. It was a really, really dope collaboration with everybody. So, you know what I'm saying. That part was dope. But there were lots of crazy things that happened on the way to making this thing a success that, like, we gotta talk about because, yo, I mean, as we know, like, there were a number of things. Number one, I mean, and some of these were just like normal logistical things, setting up points of sale, the squares, linking them up with the devices, making sure the devices were properly charged, all that happening while, you know what I'm saying, we're trying to set up this merge table. And shout out to Cassette, actually, someone else's shout out, Cassette and Baked Goods on the tape manufacturer on actually getting us our units in time. You know what I'm saying? But Trevor did have to run out and grab those. So shout out to Uncle Trev, you know what I'm saying, making the run out to go grab the tapes. But this was all part of the logistical situation. So all that's going on. We're trying to get all these things set up. Then Halluci Nation comes through. Trevor, talk about where we were at, the setup we had when we got there versus the setup that we ended up with. Because when we
Yeah.
got there, we were playing on the V10 with the 4 turntables, and then
Mhm.
and then the hallucination came, and we had to modify the setup for them, which was part of their rider, which is not a stressor, but it's just part of the game. And
Yeah.
so, what was how we started with the 4 turntables? How did we end up? What was it at the end?
Well, we had the three decks yeah, afterwards because we had to swap one out to fit my mixer,
Right, to fit
which
the to
was
fit the to fit the 70.
yeah, to fit the 70 in. So we had to swap it out. We just plugged it in as an extra, as kind of an extra deck.
Right.
So so they could do effects and some loops, I
And
guess
some mic
samples
stuff, which was fun. It was
and mic
actually
stuff.
fun to use that on the mic. So, like,
No, it was cool.
I kind of like that setup. Cool
No, it
innovation.
was cool. And then, but then they wanted to switch between. They wanted to move one of the decks over as well, so that there would be
Right,
a
right,
mixer in
right.
between the two decks, and then two CDJs along the other
And I think
side.
this
So that
ended up
was
complicating some component of the streaming setup, which was also set up like right beside the turntable setup. And, like, you know what I'm saying, that was going on simultaneously, just getting all of that set up, locked in and online, looping, you know what I'm saying, to get that going on. And then to make things even crazier, the record box situation and the CDJ
yeah.
situation. Now, for the people who don't know, and we've talked about this on the stream before, old man DJ Memetic does not love the CDJs. I prefer the turntables. I don't like, you know what I'm saying, all the buttons and flashing lights and all these different things that be going on in the CDJs. And it's funny because Trevor's really the master of the CDJs. Even though, like, you know what I'm saying, he's more OG than me, but he's the master of the CDJs. I just never
Well, I
got
don't
in.
know about that. I'm just using
Dude, I
older
see you
record
on it. You're
box.
pressing all kind of buttons. I don't even know what, you know what I'm saying. So anyway,
Oh well, I mean, yeah, that's a
the
number of
point
years. I mean,
is,
I guess
the point is, to use CDJs, you have to set up with record box, or theoretically, you can use this one library system, which is like, you know what I'm saying, basically record, which is basically like a new version of the old record box database. But there isn't, and I sent you guys the video. We're gonna cut to
I
my
saw
man
that. I saw that.
Mojax's
Yeah,
video. I said, did you
it's
guys check
interesting.
out that video?
No, it's interesting. I mean, for me, I mean, they screwed up because if it ain't broke, why fix it?
But
So
this is what I'm saying.
they
So
had to
what?
fix something that's not wrong. There's nothing wrong with it,
So what
So
ended up happening was I prepared my music on, you know what I'm saying, what I understood to be the right system using the one library system, which is supposed to work on both record box and DJ, and also the new Serato library system.
Mm.
And basically, I'm not going to try and explain it because I'm not a record box guy, but I will link the video in this pod so that y'all can see what I got caught up in. And basically, up to 10:30 on the night of the party, I was convinced that I was not going to be able to DJ because my music was not being read by the system. Now, Seiiizi, you take it from here and tell and tell the people what actually happened, because I was in the back with two laptops sitting there freaking out trying to make something happen, and Trevor, God bless him, was in the booth keeping the music moving, but also trying to troubleshoot how are we going to get my music onto something that we can play. But Seiiizi took control of the situation. Break it down.
Yo, honestly, I feel like it was I think at the end of the day, it was just a formatting issue. I know the homie tried to format it. Like, shout out Sadeeb, if you're listening. Appreciate you, Sadeeb.
Shout out to
But yeah,
Steve King.
yeah, the homie Sadeeb is doing lighting at GRIDWRKS. He did a quick format. So in my experience, the quick format doesn't really work. Like, you have to do the full format type of thing, so that the what do you call it? The files, like the storage codec or whatever, the file storing system is like the
Right.
same encryption. Is the right encryption. But I think, yeah, it was just the USB was formatted to exFAT, and CDJs only read FAT32. Something I also had an issue with. I put all my music on record on a drive from Rekordbox for a show, and then I show up and it's not working. It's not reading. It says, and then it gives me a message. It says, "Yo, file format unreadable." So I'm like, okay. Which format do I need to do? And then it said FAT32, and I think I was on also on exFAT because I had like a bigger drive than that held more than 32 gigs. Yeah, all of this crazy, technical jargon aside, I ended up I just put your music on my USB because I felt like I was like, yo, if I can get, the files,
Yeah.
that you wanted, the tracks that you wanted to play, like, just on my USB, then I felt like that
Yeah,
was
then we can
that
make
was
something
gonna be
happen.
the way. And
No,
yeah, it was crazy. I remember, yeah, I would try to plug my USB into your computer. It didn't read out.
it
It wasn't
didn't
reading.
read.
It didn't. It didn't, like, it showed up on the computer,
God.
but it wouldn't show up in Rekordbox. And I'm like, yo, I don't know. I don't know. And by that time,
We're
I think it
so
was like 10, 20, something like that.
guys.
I don't know. I
That
think it
was
was just
that
reaching
was
10
when I
o'clock.
knew that was when I knew the universe was trolling us. I was like, yo, okay, look. We can see the file on my computer, but not in Rekordbox. And
Yeah.
somehow, like, you know what it was too much. I was like, yo, at that point, I just gave you the drive. I put it in your hands. I accepted my fate. I said, yo, all right, I might not be able to DJ tonight. I just got to get on the mic and do my thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And just sort of
Yeah.
handle that part of the party. Because that's the part of this that I can control. The rest of it, I can't control right now. But then, yo, I forget. We'll find the part in the stream where you pulled up and you reached out over the thing and you handed me the USB key, and I was like, oh shit, I think it's on right now. I think it's on right now. I think Seiiizi just saved the day. So that was a big one, man. Up to 10:30 though, we didn't know. We didn't know how
Yeah,
it was all
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
play out.
and I was like, damn. I was like, yo. The thing is, like, because it was on my stick, I was like, yo. While it's uploading, like, I can't play, you can't play. So Trevor really just held
So
it down.
Trevor was really the hero,
Yeah,
holding the whole shit down. Holding the
yeah,
whole shit down while we were trying to figure all this shit out. So such a crazy situation. But like, yo, I mean, teamwork making the dream work. Shout out to the whole team. You know what I'm saying? Making everything, you know what I'm saying, do what it does. That was big, man. And yeah, nah, big appreciation to everybody who came through in the clutch. And made it what it was. And to be honest, like, you know what I'm saying, obviously these are all just sort of backstage tales, because ultimately the dance floor was moving and people, you know what I'm saying, were feeling good about the situation in general. You know what I'm saying? No one was feeling that stress, unless they were there earlier and they saw me stressing. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? It was like, yeah, nah. I mean, people were just vibing, so that was good. And you know what was interesting? It was my first time playing at GRIDWRKS. Obviously,
Same.
like, I'd played there as Mavericks multiple times. But it was my first time there as GRIDWRKS, and with that design and situation. So I'm curious, just from your perspective, like, how were you, and was that for both of you the first time playing there as GRIDWRKS?
It was my first time at GRIDWRKS. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
haven't even
Seiiizi?
been there before, so yeah.
It wasn't. I don't. It wasn't my first time at GridWorks. It might have been my first time playing at GridWorks.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was
Yeah.
my first time playing at GRIDWRKS. I'd been there before, but it was my first time playing there. And so, yeah, I'm just curious, like, you know what I'm saying, impressions. How did you guys feel about? I mean, I like the sound system. I like the sort of character of the sound system. I think it feels and sounds good. It's like, you know what I'm saying, has sort of like a similar kind of transparency as the City at Night sound system.
Mm.
Maybe, maybe more power, but like similar kind of transparency, which I like. Um,
I mean,
what else?
I love the power of the room. I love the sound of the room. I just don't like the way the soundboard is set up directly to just the V10 mixer. I feel like it would really benefit from, like, having a mixer that you can put like some auxiliary inputs in, because yeah, like the mic situation, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, people, if they had like two mics or like two mic inputs and stuff like that, that could be like a now performance space. People can
Yeah,
rent out the space and maybe do their own show, or, like, you know what I mean. It just kind of opens up the possibilities for the type of show that can go on at that space. But yeah,
word.
Hmm.
that's the only comment that
Trev?
I have for that.
Yeah, no, overall it was pretty good. I guess I don't like when the sounds are being controlled outside of the booth. Like we have a
Right.
set sound, and then it was being controlled from outside. So, and I understand why that is, because too many redliners out there.
Of course,
But
there are many
that's
redliners. You
and
know it.
that's and that's
You know it.
that's an issue across the board. So, but personally, I like to adjust the volume as I'm going. But so I just had it set, and it was what it was. I guess they they um, they were controlling the sound from outside. Booth setup was fine. It would have been nice to have had the 4X and all that kind of thing running all at once, but it is what it is.
You're
Got to
wild
make
with that, man.
concessions.
You love all that. You love all that extra,
Yeah, I
extra.
mean, it just gives you more freedom. Like you can just jam, run loops and
No, it's
samples and
cool.
all
I
kinds
mean,
of
I
stuff.
love that.
So
I love watching you do that style. So
I mean, it is what it is. So that I didn't like the light, that strip light. I mean, just
Mm.
a minor adjustment to make it face down a little bit more, so it's not in our eyes and we can actually see the dance floor. That was the only real issue I
yo,
had with the
I,
booth.
I I
It
will
sounded
say
good,
that.
monitors and stuff, all that stuff was fine, but that
Yeah.
light is just,
No, I
no
will
offense to
say that.
anybody, design and stuff, but that's just I don't get it. I mean, have the light facing down so it's not in our eyes. Plain and
I
simple.
mean, it,
That's
it was moving around all night, but like obviously it did flash up, and you know what I'm saying, into the booth quite a bit. And I couldn't even tell if it was the lights or just sort of like the how
No, I'm
if it
just
was
talking about
how
one
dark.
light. I'm
No, no,
just
no. I
talking
know what
about
you're
that
saying. That
one
strip. I
strip
know you're
light.
talking about the strip. No, I
None
know
of
what
the
you're
other
talking
lights
about.
bothered me. None of the other lights bothered me. It was just that strip light. I couldn't see the dance floor. I couldn't see what people were
Well,
doing.
but
Couldn't see
that's
the
the point that
reaction.
I was gonna make. Like, I couldn't tell if it was that strip light or just generally how dark it was, or like just something about the lighting situation that was such that like it was really tough to really get a read on what was going on the dance floor.
Yeah,
It was
no, I'm
so
telling you,
dark, or
it was
either it was
strictly.
so dark or that light or something like that. But I found it that like when I think about those two clubs, City at Night and GRIDWRKS.
Mm.
Surprisingly, even though GRIDWRKS is sort of like bigger, I feel like you get like more of a feel for the dance floor at City. You know what I'm
Yeah, but
saying? Where it's like,
their light situation's different though in the booth. In the booth, it's
yeah,
different.
yeah, yeah,
That's
it's
the
different.
problem. It's just
It's
that
different.
one. I'm telling you, that light. If it all they have to do is angle it so that it's actually like at 90 degrees facing
Mhm.
down towards the booth,
Mhm.
you could see it would be perfect. It would be perfect. But the fact that
Mm,
they have it because it's a triangle, right? The light itself is a
mm,
triangle, so they have it. They have it zip tied in a way that it has to fit against that grid that way. But
right.
they angled it to be straight down, which I mean, it's probably not that easy to do because of the
Yeah, I mean, there's
logistics
probably all
or not
kinds
the
of things
logistics,
going
but
on,
the
but they could be, this is good advice for people, looking to set up clubs and like, you know what I'm saying, just a little bit of DJ perspective on
Mhm.
these sort
yeah,
of logistical and sort of and sort of what do you call it, configuration situations when you're talking about setting up DJ booths because yeah, I mean it all matters ultimately.
yeah. I mean,
Uh,
it's first world problems still, but it's
Certainly, and obviously, this takes nothing away from it being a wonderful club, a great place to get people together and
yeah,
listen.
no, I mean it's dope. It's dope in there. Like I really
But
love the space.
yeah, man, no, I mean interesting perspectives. And so like in general, I mean anybody wanna I mean, I think there were lots of great musical moments over the night. Already Seiizi knows where I feel like her set went off. And it was when she came through with that Bob Marley and that was when it went crazy for me. For sure. That was like a that was peak for me in Seiizi's set. I'm trying to remember. I mean, your whole opening build up really took like the whole party up, and there were a couple of really really peak moments that I'm trying to
Mhm.
remember now.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't know. It was just a warm up set for me. I didn't really get into it like I wanted to, but
no, what are you talking
it
about though?
was
You
it.
hit some.
No,
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 I
no.
mean,
You hit some
it was
anthems
literally,
though. I remember
yeah.
you hit some joints that had me. Oh man, see, I
You had that old dirty bastard going.
Oh,
yeah. Oh
yeah,
no, no. You're the no. I remember what it was. That was one of my moments when you had that version of it ain't no fun,
oh, right, the cumbia,
and
yeah.
you hit that one. That was a peak moment. No, that for sure. I forgot about that one, and there
Okay.
was a couple more.
I couldn't tell because I couldn't see the dance floor, so I don't
Well,
know how it
that's
was
the thing.
received.
That part was crazy. Like I could
Nice.
see it from the side because I was on the side just working the mic.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
when you're right in the pocket, in the DJ pocket, in that booth, you can't see it. And I mean, and I'm gonna tell you something because like some of my favorite parts of DJing was what I was doing at the end of my own set and this is some funny stuff because me and Trevor were talking about which way to go at the end, vibe wise. And I was playing music and I was hearing people, like hollering out, being like, woo, like, you know what I'm saying? So I thought that I was killing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But Trevor came
No,
back, he's like, no, no,
you were killing it.
no, no.
It
But
was fine. No, it
no,
was
but you
good.
were right. But this is also happening. He was like, no, but people were like leaving, and I couldn't even tell. I couldn't see what was
Yeah,
going on at the dance floor.
Oh.
I was just
yeah,
hearing a few people out there, like you know what I'm saying, because of
yeah,
how, like we were saying, from a configuration, it's hard to tell exactly what's going on when you're in the pocket DJing. So the same way you probably couldn't tell how hard you were killing it, like you know what I'm saying, at the beginning of the set when you were doing all those joints, like that ain't no fun and all that. It
Mhm.
was hard for me to even tell how the crowd was actually reacting to my set at the end because
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You can't really see. It's hard to tell what's going on out there.
yeah.
But yeah, there were lots of great DJing moments for me across the whole sort of like opening and ending sets. I don't know. Do you guys have any peak moments that you reflected on or stuff that stood out?
No, I mean, Seiizi, you had a really good set. It was dope. Like, yeah, you had some good vibes. Your, I mean, your timing was really great also because you got to get on at a really good time
Yeah, I think
after I
I got
stopped.
on like
Yeah, it was a good time.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, Quende, yeah, you dropped some nice jams at the end as well. I mean, my personal take on the end was I think that after the hallucination finished, that we should have kept the energy up. But that's just my take on it. I think people were still ready to like, they're ready to go. And so when we took it down, I'm not sure. I mean, I think that we lost some people at that point, to be honest, but it is what it is. I mean, that's part of the
Oh
circuit.
man, no,
TK
I
does that.
mean,
It's
and
like flip it up, switch it up, blah,
of
blah, blah.
course, and it's like this is the beauty of being able to even, like, you know what I'm saying, bring people together and have a diversity of ideas about how to approach these things, because
Mm.
it's like, I mean, sure, like I wanted to go a certain way at the end, but it's like, I take all, particularly from somebody who's seen as many end of the nights as you have. It's like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's like I also am like, oh yeah, maybe we could have gone a different direction there.
No, I think
So
I
I'm,
think
you
we
know
would
what
have
I'm saying? I'm down to.
lasted.
Hmm?
I was just going to say, I think we could have lasted an extra hour if we had
It would
kept
have
it
been
up at
cool. I
the
would
end,
have liked to go
right
there
after hallucination, and then taken it down
and then taking it
after
down.
that.
No, and I
Yeah.
was thinking about it too. I was thinking about it afterwards too. I was like, oh yeah, no, there was more joints to go and like all of that. No, for sure, for sure. But yeah, I mean, I was also talking to some folks out in the crowd, and we were like, yo, people were like, yo, we want to hear some reggae, and I was like, I want to play some reggae, like, you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So, because I missed the whole beginning, and that was when I would have aired those joints out.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know what I'm saying? No, it was cool though. It was fun. Before it was fun after, and then during the hallucination set. I mean, yo, there were so many. To me, my peak moment during their set was when they dropped the I mean, and shout out to Bear, because he really did take the set like in all different directions. Like he
Hmm.
had multiple different tempos, vibes, you know what I'm saying? All of that was super cool. But like when he brought the tempo down and did that the joint that they did with Yassine Bey and Narcy, and that joint went crazy, man, in the place. I was definitely like, yo, that was peak for me in terms of that set. And yeah, there were a lot of great moments across that set. Anything for you guys in terms of standing out with hallucination set?
I feel like I really like the tracks that they played that aren't released yet. I felt like the energy on those tracks. It was like it was so peak. Like it was like yo, it's like in the middle of a rave, and it's close to like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and it's just like banging. Like the beats were banging. So
Yeah.
shout outs to them and the production that they got going on.
Yeah, I know. Bear was telling me a little bit about the new project that they're working on, and it's super. It's funny that you described it that way. And like, yeah, we'll build on it, like, you know what I'm saying, off wax in terms of what the concepts and all that are going on with it are. But it's like, yeah, it's cool. It actually is going exactly in the direction that you described. So yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I
Anyway,
mean, they
uh,
banged it out. They banged it out. It was dope. They had a great set. Energy was on point in the room. Yeah. I, Nothing to say but good things.
yeah, and it was cool to see the way that they did it, the way that they sort of put their uh sort of, what do you call it, two-man game together in terms of Tool Man doing like a lot of adding all the sort of like production flourishes, and Bear doing like all the DJing in terms of like crafting the journey, and then sort of like, yeah, it was cool. It was just interesting to see the way they sort of like divided the labor of the set. Really interesting, and like, yeah, I mean, and a lot of people were there, especially to see them. I think
Yeah.
because of how deep there, and in particular Bear, his sort of background is in the community, and how many people he's worked with or been connected to in Ottawa over the years. That having been said, like, did you see anybody in the crowd, who you hadn't seen in a long time? Or like, we talked about that in general, that there were lots of folks out there, but were there any sort of folks who you ran into who you were like, oh, damn, like so and so?
Yeah. I mean, there was a number of people that I've seen that I hadn't seen in a while, especially not in that kind of environment. Like I said, the club retirees or the nightlife retirees, I would say.
Yeah, shout out to Gerald
Um,
Dragon, who I saw. That was a big one.
Mm.
It was funny because I've been looking through photos of early time code 2006, 2007, 2008 type, and I found a photo of him. Like, you know what I'm saying? No gray, just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just smiling, long dreads, Gerald. Man, I was like, yo, it's super cool to see a cat like that. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
for
Back
sure.
out on the floor.
Yeah, it's true. I haven't seen Gerald out. I mean, I see him in the wild here every so often
That's
because I
it.
think he lives nearby or something. But I see him on the street every so often. But yeah, it was nice seeing him out for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Seiiizi, anybody you
I feel,
saw?
I feel like for once I saw Maggie Fresh not behind the desk.
Yo, yo, that is true. That was
I
incredible. Catching
was
Maggie,
like,
I caught him only at the end. I was like, yo, you're in the house right now?
yo. Yeah.
Yo, that was big for sure. That was really blessed to see him, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. I thought he would be working, man. I was like, yo, how are you? I mean, I'm sure he was working before. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
No, he
yeah,
had the
no,
night
you're
off.
right.
No,
Oh,
he had the
crazy.
night off. Amazing, yeah. And he made it
Crazy.
out.
Crazy.
So that's much respect.
Yeah, man. No, it was great to see, OGs from, the last 20 years, you know what I'm saying, on the dance floor just hanging out. Even Kenji, Saber, all these type of people, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying, who
yeah,
were definitely down at the very, very beginning. And just it was that part of it was fun, man, and like the emotions of reunion and all that type of thing were up for sure.
yeah. Rise
Um
Ashton even reached. That guy never goes
Rise
out.
and Tangent, all that, like you know what I'm saying, all of
Yo,
that, like
insane.
for sure.
It's
And
hard. It's
even
hard to
the
get him out.
crew, and there was a few of the crew, like you know what I'm saying. Shout out to the oh my gosh, Move crew, you know what I'm saying, Aaliyah and Arnaldo and all these cats who came through. The dancers, you know what I'm saying, who like they were a big part of how Timecode started too. And so, like, you know what I'm saying, it was dope to just put all that together. And like like continuity is a funny thing, man. Because like, as a crew, time code the crew has always been evolving. It started with Zatar and Alana and Foe, and then there were four, and then there were like six of us at the beginning, and then there were four of us, and then there were three of us. And so, it's always been an evolving thing in terms of the folks who've been involved with it. But something about sort of like the concept and the sort of thrust of the music and the community really around it has been what has kept it moving over like that amount of time. And yeah, it's just it's a cool community to be a part of for me personally. And fun to sort of bring together on a regular basis, whether it's monthly to dance or in other ways, as we're sort of working towards with what we're doing here on this podcast and the Patreon and all that. So um any other reflections on sort of like not just like obviously time code in 20 years of time code, but like just sort of like continuity in the nightlife community and sort of what that means and what that's about?
Um, Continuity in terms of the nightlife community.
Yeah, I mean, just in terms of like, I mean, it's a like part of, I guess, the idea of things lasting over time and being connected not just to the present moment in the future, but also to the past. Because it does feel sometimes like, you know what I'm saying? Like the idea of traditions and sort of, that kind of thing is not like, traditions aren't even a thing as much anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's really always more about new things and what's next and this type of thing. And the idea of having, something in the community that like that has continuity that goes back, but then is also part of the present. And you know what I'm saying? Like that's sort of the idea that I'm talking about.
Mm. Yo, honestly, I feel like um being it time code hitting that 20-year mark. Definitely Ottawa being not really known for like the nightlife scene or like the nightlife night culture. I feel like yo, that was a big. It's a huge milestone for the city. I feel like people can remember those days. Like, yo, when I was young, or back when I used to go out, we used to go to this thing, and now it's a thing where it's like not only can they still go, but they can bring along their nephew and be like, yeah, this DJ, and like kind of teach the history a little bit around, like nightlife and like the perspective of the city, and like even the people that are going there, we have roots in the city, people that are coming to Time Code regularly, the people that show up and show love, they're really here for the community, and they're here to get down, they're here to dance. So I feel like it being it having the it having been going for so long, it really helped to kind of bring that all of these, what I mean,
Yeah,
different
different
mediums and
threads.
different
Yeah,
people, different threads together, and just have that space, you know what I mean, as a community, as a city, as people who want to go out and vibe, So
yeah. No, I feel
I
you.
feel
I
like
feel you.
there's a couple mentionable, a couple, events still happening that's been going on for a long time. You mentioned Rise and Tangent, like they're still doing capital sessions, and you know
Yeah,
they're still rocking with Sammy. Sammy's doing his
Flavor
Flavor
Factory,
Factory.
no doubt.
Um, but
Well,
yeah, I feel like having the longevity, especially as a DJ night out.
Yeah,
Um, I feel like it it kind of acts like a bridge between between the way that people used to get down and the way people are getting down now. You know.
no,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And
I
I
mean,
mean, Trevor,
I
as
would. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you were a part of like another big, long-standing nightlife tradition at Mercury Lounge as well. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And so I'm just like curious on your perspective on all that. Yeah,
Well, I was going to add just about the time code, 20 years, and I guess the continuity nightlife thing. I guess time code is same age as my youngest daughter, and both my daughters came out for a time code, and it was I think it was their first time code, if I'm not mistaken.
crazy.
So 20 years later, that's kind of like the handoff. And I mean, it's always been an issue for me that I wish that there was more diversity in age, and that was really a beautiful thing that happened. There was like a good cross of different. I mean, I even had friends who came out with their daughter who went to school with my daughters, basically, or my
Crazy.
eldest. And so that's kind of cool, the handoff thing, which I don't think it happens enough. That people who used to go out actually showed their side of the culture or what they went through to
Yeah,
their progeny, or the next generation, their nephews, their whatever, like the next generation doesn't see how we used to party. And I mean, things have changed a lot in a lot of different ways. I mean, whatever, it used to be smoking in clubs, all kinds of nonsense like that. People would
yeah.
party really late.
That used to be four
That
turntables up there.
yeah, I mean that's yeah, and that's something that's changed. That people don't party as late anymore. I mean, I guess there's
Yeah,
certain scenes
of
for
course.
sure.
I
But
mean, all consumer habits have changed. Around all kinds of consumption.
mhm. No, for sure. So I mean, for people to see how I mean, obviously the older generation, we don't have the endurance we used to have,
Yo,
to be
come
fair.
on, man.
But the other thing is the phone culture
Yeah.
is is something. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to think about it. I mean, it
Well,
is what it
it's a
is,
trip.
but
Well,
it
like I've been digging into again and all the old time code footage, and one of the most remarkable things is that there are no phones on the dance floor.
no. I mean, there's
There were no
all.
that whole era of the Airy Cafe, no phones on the dance floor.
No, I know. That's exactly it. I mean, the evidence of our nonsense is non-existent. So you know what?
No,
That's kind of a blessing.
I still have some evidence, but it's not from someone's phone. It's from a
Mm.
camcorder.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, no, but I feel you. I feel you. No, it that what you said there about sort of generational transition and sort of that handoff thing. I think it's deep and like, yeah, it's cool to be able to, like I said, to play a role in sustaining something that can support that kind of sort of cultural exchange across generations. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up.
Yeah.
Um, so, what is next for us? No more parties for 2025. We're going to be doing a couple of things, but they're not parties. It's just some little content, fun. And then obviously, we got the tapes. Hold up, let me hold it up. Timecode tapes in the house. You can get those at cassette. And and from us we've got a few, and cassette's got a few. You can get them from us at the parties, and we're gonna properly launch the Patreon in December for real. We got overwhelmed with things, getting all this, all the extra logistical things together for this party, but really gonna launch it in December. And like, yeah, this is gonna be one of the perks of the Patreon. You know what I'm saying? You can get yourself a tape. You're going to be able to get yourself discounts on parties, extended podcasts, all kinds of good stuff that we're going to be laying out soon. What else? We got more pods coming in January. We got a very special pod coming. It's going to be an all star door person pod. Because we got Big Russ, who's going to be playing the party in January. He's the first person to go from door person to DJ in Timecode history. And so we're going to have a podcast with all of our doormen of time past. We're going to tell stories about what happened at the door, crazy stories from the door, what it takes to be a good doorman at a club night, etc., etc., etc. So we're going to be getting into that in January. It's going to be a fun one. Some extended stuff for the patrons on the Patreon. Definitely off of that one. Um, there's gonna be a few other things. I mean, we can't expose all the expositions, but we got a few things going on. Definitely through December and into the January party. Season ends in February. But yeah, we got a few things, and we're going back home. We're going to be back at D'Afrique, and so that's going to be fun as well. We're going to be back home at D'Afrique starting in 2026. We haven't even been there for this whole season, so looking forward to getting back there. Got some new additions that we're going to be doing, some nice visual additions to the party. Going to be doing some nice video art levels. We're going to take it up another level in 2026. So we're looking forward to all of that. Before we go, we just want to say thanks again to the GRIDWRKS crew. We want to thank, you know what I'm saying, the whole dance floor community who came out and supported us for our 20th anniversary. Everybody who tapped in with us, like I said, cassette, um, uh, uh, baked goods, uh, oh my goodness, Move crew, produced by Youth crew who held us down. Um, oh man, you know, am I forgetting anybody? Who else? Help me out, people. Sadib, you know, I said the GRIDWRKS crew already. Halluci Nation, of course, who came through,
Yeah.
rocked with us, did the damn thing.
Mm.
Um,
Yo,
The
stream crew,
team.
huh?
stream crew,
Yes.
the video crew. Yeah,
Yes, for sure. Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
Stream team and camera crew, Connor, and
yeah.
Justin, you know what I'm saying, really doing work. Um the
Definitely.
founders, of
Definitely.
course, Zatar, Fo, Alana, you know what I'm saying?
Eric.
And then obviously the 2.0 crew, uh, Sam C, Adam White, um, you know what I'm
Eric
saying?
Roberts.
Eric Roberts, you know what I'm saying? All the, you know what I'm saying? All the people who really helped build this whole thing, uh, over the last 20 years, you know what I'm saying? Salute. And yeah, we look forward
Of
to
course, of course, Disorganized for giving the break,
of
right?
course, and of course the
Linus,
OGs, the
yeah,
super OGs, Linus and Chris, for even giving us
yeah,
the vision, for
Mm.
even giving us the vision. You know what I'm saying? So
Shout out.
we gotta shout out all of them. And like, yo, like I said, part of the Patreon, what we're looking to do is make sure we tap back in with all those OGs and everybody else who was a part of the journey, and start telling that story and connecting those dots. Because, like you said, like, there's value in being able to hand this off across generations. So
Yeah.
it's not
Yo,
just what goes on the dance floor, but like, yeah, all of this other stuff too.
shout out to Art Engine. Appreciate you.
An Art Engine. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to Art Engine, who have really been holding us down. And,
100%.
we wouldn't really have been able to get this off the ground without Art Engine. They've been really the space where we've been able to sort of put this together, dream forward, and try and build something new for the next generation of this thing. So, yeah, without Art Engine, a lot of this wouldn't have been happening. So, shout out to Art Engine. Too. Maybe that's the way we should close this one off. Word up.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, looking forward, like I said, to the next 20. Peace.